right, listen, first off, I want to apologize for the audio in this video. I have three boys here ranging from 9 to 16, and I also have a dog that I am fostering from a local shelter. So it's kind of noisy up in the upper part of my house. So I'm cooped up down here in the basement, but I wanted to jump on here to talk really quickly about a really important issue, and then take some questions, do some Q&A at the end. First off, I posted a video about the COVID-19 issues and the 4 steps that you can take during this crazy time that we're living in. And I got a lot of follow-up questions, and the biggest question that I kept getting is with regard to schooling. So obviously, in most parts of the country, schools are canceled either temporarily or some have canceled for the year. So every area is different. So it's going to obviously be tough for me to answer, you know, with 100% correctness throughout the entire United States. But here's what I have to say. Okay, a lot of people are asking, school's canceled. What do we do? Do we follow? How do we do that? Do we follow the summer order, or what happens? So what I would suggest, until you can get court guidance, so until you can actually get into court and actually have a judge, make this decision for you if it needs to be made by a judge. Here's what I would suggest. Okay, the first step that you need to take with regard to the schooling issue is number one, and this might not work in every case, because some cases the parties aren't even talking, or if they do talk, they fight all the time. But in a perfect world, in a world, I shouldn't even say a perfect world, but in a world where there is at least some sort of cooperation and at least some sort of ability to communicate, the first step that you should do is discuss it with your ex, or with the other parent, okay, or grandparent, or whoever it may be. And what you want to do when you do that is reach out to them in a way, not in an accusatory way, or not in a threatening way, or in an aggressive way, but in a way that you are basically inquiring with them to make a decision, a co-parent decision with them, based on the best interest of the child and based on the situation that we find yourselves in. So that's the first step that I would advise everybody to take, is to contact the other parent or grandparent or whoever the other party is in the custody dispute, or parties, and see if you guys can discuss like adults and come up with a resolution that best suits the both of you, or the three of you, or whoever, and the child. Okay, so that's number one, with school being out, and there might be some confusion about exchange times and pickups and drop-offs and stuff like that. Number two, the number two step that you would take would be, obviously, then if you have an attorney, to talk to your attorney and see if the attorneys can maybe work something out for you, come to some sort of an agreement, since there's really no way to get into court. It's a weird ass time that we're living in, with courts being stalled and being delayed, and cases being delayed and continued and everything. So, obviously the best case scenario is going to be to come to some sort of an agreement. So that's number two. Contact the attorney, see if the attorneys can work something out. If the attorneys cannot work something out, then what I would do is I would still continue. I mean, here we are, we're March 26th. This video is being given and recorded. We're still in the school year technically, okay? So what I would do is I would look at the way your order is worded. And if you're in a situation where, you have, say that custody exchanges before school or after school, then I would look at those times. So if it's after school, if custody changes after school, then what I would do is go to that language and look at the intent of it to be 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, or whenever they would typically get off the bus, or something like that. And the same was before school, or before daycare or childcare or whatever. Estimate that time as if things were moving along in this country, you know, as usual, and go to the go to you know, use those times like an estimation for the exchanges. Okay, now obviously if there's a disagreement and your ex says no, or whoever, your parent or whoever else you're battling with for custody says no, then what you got to do then is follow the steps in my other video, the 4 steps. So try to get something filed to clarify it. It's probably not gonna be scheduled, but at least try to get something filed, right? Um, you know, log all of your facts, right? Keep screenshots of text messages, screenshots of emails, save text messages, write down in a journal, keep the facts. The third step in that video was continue to remain cooperative and flexible and cordial with the other side. I know it's freaking difficult sometimes, but continue to do that. And then finally, keep you know, communication with your kids that's not related to this freaking issue. And that's really all you can do. Okay, so those were the 3 steps that I would do with regard to school. Number 1, see if the 2 of you or the 3 of you or however many parties you have in your case can just simply work it out like adults. Okay, again, I know that's not possible in a lot of cases, right? But that should be the first step. The second step is if there's a no contact order, or if there's no way to communicate, if you guys just, or there's a PFA or something like that, or you just can't communicate, then talk to the attorneys. See if the attorneys can come to some sort of an agreement that's in the best interest of the children. And then ultimately, like I said, if that doesn't work, then I would interpret it as if school is still going on and estimate those times. All right. This mug actually is it's a great words of wisdom. Remember that. Okay. Remember that in your cases. Okay. Attitude and mindset are everything. It might take weeks, it might take months, it might take years, but if you proceed as if success is inevitable and you keep your mind right, you keep your mindset right, and you keep your attitude right and do the right thing for your kids in every situation, even if you're taking shit right now and taking the short end of the stick right now, eventually you continue to proceed as if success is inevitable and you keep your head right, things are going to end up working out, not only you, but more importantly for your kids. Okay? I'm checking out because I think you're going to lose me anyway, and I don't see any other questions on here. Love you all. All of you, keep your head up. Best wishes to all of you. We're going to get through this time. It's going to be all good. It's going to be over sooner rather than later. And that's it. Keep posting in the group. Remember, if you want answers and discussion in the group, my suggestion is to you to keep your post as short as possible, on target as possible. Okay. Same with if you're texting me. Keep your questions as short as possible and on target as possible. You know, a lot of the people, if you post a really long one, you don't get anything back. It's usually because people probably, you know, not to be dicks, but they don't take time to read it. And me, I'm getting bombarded right now with emails and text messages and phone, like just everything. Okay. So anyway, keep it up. The group's still awesome. No drama, low drama. Love it. Love all you guys, and stay safe out there. See ya.